Today's reading is going to be all about the wishes that are going to be coming true for you. So if you are curious about what you can expect in the realm of some positive news, then definitely keep on watching because we're going to be diving into all of that. Now, there are 3 piles in today's reading and they are each represented by a card. For pile number 1, we have the lilies. For pile number 2, we have the man, and for pile number 3 we have the clover. To choose the right reading for you, make sure that you are not distracted by any outside noises and that you are securely in the present moment as you are looking at these cards and these piles. You can take a few deep breaths, you can close your eyes if that also helps you to get more centered into this present moment, and just feel whatever sensations come up in your body, or whatever you feel drawn to visually, you can go off of that as well. And of course, if you feel called to watch more than one pile, feel free to. But as I always say, generally there is going to be one pile that resonates with you and your circumstances the most closely. I encourage you to follow your intuition, but also please use your discernment as you are watching this reading and listening to these general messages, okay? When you are ready, you can go into the description box down below, click on the timestamp that you need, and go to your reading. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 1. I quickly just want to say a quick, not a warning per se, but just to, give you a heads up. If my voice sounds a bit weird, it's because I'm still recovering from a little cold. So I'm not 100% back to my usual self. So, just bear with me as I try to get through this reading for you guys. But anyway, you chose the Lilies card, and what this card is telling me about what you are sort of dealing with right now, or what you could be going through. I feel like you have been really patient about something. I feel like you have been waiting for quite a while for something to occur, for something to come about, for something to go through, for something to be made known to you, or for some sort of news, for some sort of communication to come through. And I also feel like it is something that you have been working sort of diligently on for quite some time, because the Lilies card has an essence of time and maturity about it. It talks about things needing time to gestate and get to a certain place, and that does require a certain level of steady effort, but also of staying patient and dedicated. So whatever this thing is talking about for you, or whichever life area you are most concerned with as you are watching this reading, it does feel like it is something that you have put quite a lot of effort into for quite some time. And it does seem like you are waiting for some results to come about now. And maybe you are starting to get slightly impatient now, or maybe you are getting a bit frustrated with having had to wait for such a long time. But I do feel like these results that you are waiting for are of true value and true worth. So this is something that you are wanting to have in your life for quite a long time, or that you want to have in your life for the long haul. So yeah, this could also be talking about certain things that you have had to learn, or that you have had to develop some skills in. So yeah, it does seem like you have been trying to better yourself and better your skills, better your talents, better your gifts in whatever this area of life is that you are waiting on these results from, if that makes sense. So anyway, this is this Lilies card that you were drawn to. This was just the first sort of initial messages that were coming through. And now we are getting a more detailed overview of what it is that you are currently dealing with, and that you are sort of going through right now. So hopefully, as you are listening to these messages from these pre-prepared oracle cards, you will be able to decipher a lot more easily whether you are watching the right pile or not. So let's see. We have first breath, beginner's mind. We have resilience, magic, community, and repairing the veil, forgiveness. Okay, so the first card that you got is this beginner's mind. And so it's kind of funny that we just finished talking about the aspect of you learning or developing your skills in this area of life that you are waiting for these results on. And it definitely seems like you have had to learn quite a lot, or that you have had to be a beginner in a way in this area of life. So, you know, it almost feels like in some aspects you may have even had to unlearn certain things that you used to do or that you used to hold true in this area of life. So, you know, again, this could be any area. This could be a relationship. This could be your work life or your career path or your sort of life direction in general. This could be your home life or even just who you believe yourself to be. It has been quite a long journey. And again, with you having to almost go back to the drawing board in some sense, maybe you have had to like go back to school, if this is more sort of straightforward for you in that sense, or maybe this is just about you going through some sort of personal development and like retracing your steps or trying to unpack certain habits or certain patterns in your life, certain situations that you have ended up in again and again. As I said with this Lily's card, it definitely feels like it has been a longer journey for you, something that has been quite ongoing. And we also get that message coming through with this resilience card. So again, it definitely feels like you have had to stay strong, like you have had to stay dedicated, and that you have been tested. Maybe the conditions that you have had to endure have been quite difficult to endure. Maybe there haven't been, you know, too many breakthroughs or too many like victories for you, because we are dealing with the succulence symbol, right? So, you know, this is having to go through a period of time where you are experiencing lack, where you maybe don't have all of your needs met, where you don't have all of the resources that you need or that you would like to have, and still having to make do, right? Whatever this life area, or maybe even several life areas is or are for you, that you are working on receiving some results, it definitely seems like it has made you a lot stronger, and that you have grown quite a lot as a result of going through some difficulties. Now, we have this magic card at the center here, and the first thing that I heard was manifestation. So again, it does seem like you are wanting to either turn something around, rewrite something, create like a new destiny or a new path. And I'm kind of skipping ahead here because we have this community card that is coming through as well. You could be trying to break some familial patterns or some generational habits even, or again, you know, patterns, cycles, that type of thing. Because with the Lilies card, there is an element also of having a family component in there, or having some sort of ancestral component in there as well, with you sort of coming from a long line of certain patterns or cycles and having a certain legacy. Now, whether that is a good thing or a bad thing, that is kind of up for personal interpretation. But it does seem like some of you could be trying to break some family patterns and sort of, again, write your own future, or discover some sort of new course or new path for yourself, where you do something completely different or do something very radical from how your parents and your grandparents or your ancestors in general have done something. It's like you are trying to carve out your own path and yeah, like rewrite the future. I keep hearing the word rewrite. So you seem to be doing something to manifest these more abundant or more positive outcomes for yourself and get rid of some cycles or patterns that you don't want to continue anymore. Now, the last card here is also one that could be tied to this community card, which says forgiveness. So again, it could be that you are trying to currently repair certain situations, certain circumstances that you have found yourself in as a result of your family members, as a result of your community, or as a result of the people that you are surrounded by. So it doesn't have to be family per se, even though the Lilies card is very closely tied to the family sort of topic. It could also talk about your co-workers. It could also talk about your friends. So, or even just, the people that you live with. It doesn't have to be like blood relatives per se. But with this forgiveness coming through here, it definitely seems to be the case that you are trying to reconcile maybe certain relationships, or just trying to create a healthier environment, possibly not just for yourself, but also for the people that you are surrounded by, or that the people that you most resonate with, your loved ones. So, I'm keeping it sort of general and vague. So it just feels like you are trying to enhance the living standards of yourself and possibly of the people that you are surrounded by or living with. And I feel like it has been quite a long journey where you have had to really work hard at turning these circumstances around, or finding new ways of approaching certain problems, certain issues that have possibly been in place and have been plaguing either yourself or just, again, your family, your sort of ancestry for quite a long time. So you seem to be like the pattern breaker or the cycle breaker, healing the future almost. That's what this energy is speaking of here. So if you can resonate with this scenario, if this is what you are dealing with, if you have been having issues in those areas of life, and if you are working hard at rewriting your future, then definitely stay tuned, because we are going to be looking at the wishes that are about to come true for you through these tarot cards next. So first and foremost, that's exactly what we are going to be looking at. So what sort of wish or wishes is or are about to come true for you? Ooh, okay. We have the Knight of Cups. The Page of Cups is at the bottom of the deck in reverse, but let's get one more card. Okay. And the Eight of Pentacles with the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So with the Knight of Cups, which is Piscean energy, by the way, but we have this watery energy in general. So this can also talk about Cancer or Scorpio as well. Now, this definitely feels, first and foremost, that for those of you who are hoping to reconcile with certain family members or certain close friends, or just with people who maybe you have, drifted apart from for one reason or another, there could be a warming of relations that is coming up with this Knight of Cups. This is very heartfelt energy. So if that is something that you have been hoping for and wanting to, have some sort of reconciliation or have some sort of warming or thawing of relations, then this Knight of Cups is definitely saying that that is possible. I am also feeling that this initiation should be coming from your side. So I don't necessarily feel, because at the bottom of the deck, we also had the Knight of Cups in reverse. Sorry, not the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups in reverse. So it doesn't seem that the other party that you are hoping to reconcile things with is going to be reaching out to you. It more so feels like if you want to reconcile, then you may have to be the one to sort of take the first steps and to initiate that healing process. But if you do, I feel like you could receive quite a positive reaction, or it may be very positively received, you know. So that's just more of a specific message out there for those of you who resonate with that scenario. But with the Knight of Cups, this is talking about a sort of heartfelt project or mission. So it does seem to indicate that you are going to be making headway with something that, again, has been very close to you, something that you are motivated by, something that means quite a lot to you. And especially because we have the Eight of Pentacles here too, which does indicate that there is a certain progression or a certain, you know, like diligence that is going to be paying off. And so if there is something that you have been working on, if there is a project or a side business or a hustle or a hobby or anything like that that you have been wanting to get better at, or that you have been wanting to maybe start pursuing more seriously, then I feel like that there could be sort of a breakthrough moment that happened there, where you could just see certain results coming about for yourself, or where you could also see certain people coming in to support you, because the Knight of Cups could also symbolize someone else coming in to either offer their like support, or who just proves to be a very valuable part of the process in helping you along and you know, even helping you to elevate or get even better at something than you were before. Also, because we have the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this is indicating that, you know, there is this underlying energy of disappointment. And again, as I think we were even talking about frustration with this Lily's card at the beginning. So whatever you could be feeling sort of down about, or like things haven't been going your way, and maybe you have been feeling a bit disappointed and demotivated and starting to doubt things and doubt yourself, then with the Eight of Pentacles, it definitely seems like things are going to be moving along, because the number 8 cards in tarot are all about momentum and forward movement, where things are sort of starting to speed along. And so with the Eight of Pentacles, this promises that if you keep doing what you're doing, if you keep putting in the work and doing your part in getting better and putting in the effort, then you are going to see the results and things are going to be paying off. This could also be just as a more sort of specific message. This could also indicate that there could be a positive sort of wish fulfillment happening when it comes to career or work, especially if you have been struggling in that department, if you have been looking for a job opportunity, or for your sort of application process to be, you know, successful, for you to receive some sort of interview or reach the next steps of the process. It definitely seems like there could be a positive answer in that regard, or you could see either like a really cool or a really emotionally resonant job opportunity, and you could be making headway in that regard. Or if you are already in the process and you have been waiting to hear back on something, then it does seem like you could be receiving that news as well. So either like getting a positive message that you sort of get the job, or that you are at least sort of getting in the next phase of that process or something like that. Also, for those of you who have been wanting to get into a school, there could be a positive answer in that regard too. And more generally, for some of you who have been feeling possibly a bit lost, or like you are not quite sure what you want to do next, or maybe you have been struggling sort of finding your footing or finding your way forward, then it could be that you, either through someone else or you getting some sort of like inspiration, it could indicate a certain knowing, or this feeling of like being motivated by something, or feeling like you really want to start pursuing something and dedicating your energy and effort on this thing. So there could be this like also this moment of clarity for you, or this moment of motivation that happens. But let's keep going. Let's look at how this wish fulfillment is going to affect your life. Whoa, okay. We got 3 cards. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the World in reverse, which is Saturnian energy. So that could also talk about Aquarius or Capricorn. And I'm just pointing out the zodiac signs in case you resonate with them or in case you recognize them around you. So we have the Lovers, which is Gemini. We have the 4 of Swords and the 2 of Swords, which is more air energy. And so we could also have Libra or Aquarius here too. So with the Lovers, it definitely seems like you are going to be committing to something, or like something is going to again be like made more clear for you or more obvious to you regarding what the right thing for you is, or what you should choose, what you should go for, what you should invest in. And also I love that the Lovers card is here when it is talking about how it will affect your life, because it just feels like there is this energy of like a spark coming back to your life, or this joy for life where you just feel excitement, where you feel like things are finally falling into place and things are aligning. Again, because the Lovers is also talking about relationships and unions, unities, then there is heavy energy here of a relationship between you and someone else. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship per se, but it's just a relationship that means a lot to you and where there are heavy emotional investments involved. And with the Lovers coming out upright, it does indicate that there is a sort of a coming closer together, or a certain like reunion that is happening. Now, this is again especially a really good omen for those of you who have been wanting to reconcile with, again, a family member or a close friend, or something like that. So for some of you, a relationship could definitely become a lot more significant in your life and start playing a bigger role in this. Also, possibly it may have an effect on how you make decisions in general, or there could be another person that becomes a very significant part in your decisions moving forward. So they could be affecting how you choose to go about certain things and the actions that you end up taking. But I also love that we have the 4 of Swords and the 2 of Swords here, because this is giving me the energy of having an easier time when it comes to certain anxieties or certain fears or doubts or hesitations, because the 2 of Swords is all about not knowing what the right decision is or how to move forward, or possibly even doubting whether you are on the right path. And the 4 of Swords is all about having this time of respite, having this time of just, being calm, being chill, being present, and being relaxed, and allowing yourself to tune out of that mental chatter and just be at peace. So it definitely feels like, again, if you have this person who is going to be coming in and sort of affecting the situation for you, or starting to play a big part in your journey moving forward, then it feels like this person could be helping you to like calm these anxieties or feel more secure within the choices that you're making and this whole path in general. Or if this is not speaking of a specific relationship, then it just feels like with this Lovers card, with this energy of you committing to something and feeling like like this is the right thing for you, or getting some sort of emotional confirmation, then it just seems like it's also having this calming effect on you and putting to bed a lot of these anxieties or worries that you may have been struggling with. So it's also like sort of eliminating a lot of these doubts or a lot of these back and forths that you may have been going through, where you may have been losing faith a bit or losing belief in what it is that you are doing, or, you know, whether these things are going to reap any rewards or results for you. And the interesting thing is that we have the World, which came out in reverse at the bottom of the deck, but I'm going to show you the card upright. With the World coming out in reverse, this definitely, again, talks about a certain situation that possibly has been, you know, not fully concluded, or something that has been, you know, just like delayed. And again, this is also heavy energy of making amends or reconciling something that has at one point been, you know, disrupted in some way. So I feel like this is a beautiful energy of you closing some chapters that, you know, possibly have been just sort of up in the air or kind of like ambiguous. And also there is an energy of you getting a do-over in something, especially if that is something that you have been hoping for, to fix some mistakes or just do some things different this time around. But just in general, I feel like this World in reverse energy is talking about you coming out of a funk, and how this beautiful progress and these wishes that are coming true are going to help you to move along and leave this period of like stagnation, delay, and feeling like you are sort of standing still, or like you are not getting to the destination or end goal that you are hoping for. And finally, let's look at what should you prepare for when it comes to these wishes coming true. Okay, so, okay, we have, oh, there was another card. So we have the Queen of Cups that came out in reverse, which is Cancerian energy, but just more water energy in general. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the Nine of Wands that came out in reverse, which is fire energy. And we have the Hermit in reverse, which is Virgo. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is more air energy. So I actually want to start off with the underlying energy, which is the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is all about an energy of liberation, an energy of breaking free. I feel like you're going to start seeing things in a different light, and that is going to be opening up some new angles for you, or some new opportunities on how to do things differently. Again, it's kind of similar to the World in reverse, where it is talking about moving out of this period of like stagnation. So I do feel like there is a message here of needing to prepare for things to start moving along a bit more quickly, and feeling like the world opening up to you, or feeling like there are suddenly a lot more opportunities around you. Now, another thing that you should prepare for, I actually want to take all three cards at the same time, because with all of these cards coming out in reverse, it just feels like you should prepare yourself for sort of having to open up or lower some barriers, especially with the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Hermit in reverse. It does seem like you are breaking out of a time where you have been doing stuff on your own, or where you have been working possibly in like a personal capacity, or where you have had to do things by yourself. And now it seems like there is definitely going to be some other people's energy involved too, where whatever it is that you are doing is going to have some sort of impact from other people's energy, or possibly from a certain person's energy. And again, if you have this relationship dynamic that this reading is talking about, then you should very clearly know who this other person is. It's not like a stranger or anything, but yeah, it feels like this period of you sort of struggling on your own, or being sort of more closed off, warded off, and trying to push through solo. I feel like that is something that is going to change, and that is something that you should sort of prepare for, that you are going to have to deal with other people's energy more. There is going to be more communication, and possibly also a need to open up, become a bit more vulnerable to other people, and to start like collaborating with other people as well. And because we have this Queen of Cups here that also came out in reverse, I do feel like you may have to prepare yourself for lowering some defenses, yes, but also having to face certain like insecurities or certain issues of trust. I feel like that is a very important key word here, especially if that trust has been lost, or if you have had a hard time putting trust in other people. It could be something that you sort of have to relearn or start, practicing again. So that is kind of what is coming through here, pile number 1. So let's close the reading out with some supporting messages from the universe. I love doing that at the end of a reading. So let's see if we can get a cute little message to wrap up this reading from Spirit. Oop. Okay, so we have one card that turned over, which is I have the confidence to be myself. And I also love that this card is number 11, which is a soul path number. At the bottom of the deck, we have 10, which is a cyclical number, so endings and new beginnings. We have I can let go of what I no longer need. Yeah, so that is just a beautiful little affirmation for you, and just, again, a reminder that things are cyclical and that, there is a time to let go of things, there is a time to surrender, and then there is a time to start anew. So there is definitely some releasing that I feel like you are going to be doing. But yeah, the main message that you got is I have the confidence to be myself. I feel like this is just Spirit's way of encouraging you to stay true to what you are trying to do, to stay true to your mission, and to stay authentic in the process, even especially when people are sort of coming in and starting to impact this journey that you are on, or this goal that you are trying to achieve. I feel like Spirit is urging you not to sort of compromise yourself and not to compromise the vision, but just, incorporate the external energy or other people's energy in a way that doesn't like fully shut that out, but that also you don't compromise your own personal energy and your own integrity and what it is that you are ultimately trying to do. So, there's no need to dim yourself, or there's no need to try to please anyone, but just to have faith in your ability to, again, like do things differently the other time around, or something like that. So I'm going to leave it here, pile number 1. I'm not going to drag this reading on any further. So I love doing this reading for you, and I hope that this was useful, insightful, or at the very least entertaining for you to watch. And as always, I thank you for your energy and for choosing to spend your time with me. And I hope to see you back on this channel very, very soon. But in the meantime, take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 2. So just a quick little heads up before we get into the reading. If you can hear my voice, which maybe, if it sounds a bit strange, it's because I'm still recovering from a cold that I had just a few days ago. And so I'm not 100% back to my old form or my usual form. So, just try to bear with me as I try to get these readings done and these messages out for you. But anyway, we are moving along with your reading, and you chose the Gentleman or Man card. This is telling me that at this time there could be a certain relationship that is very significant for you, and that is sort of at the forefront of what you are dealing with. Or there could be a certain person that is very heavily on your mind that you are very much preoccupied with. Even if you are not necessarily in a relationship with them, it just seems like you may be very, I don't know why, but I keep hearing the word worried. You may be very worried about a certain individual, or you may be just wondering about how they are doing, whether they are doing okay, and sort of like wanting to be there to support them, but possibly maybe not being able to. And that may be more of a specific message. So again, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But this definitely seems to be talking about a certain person. And even though this is a gentleman card, it doesn't have to mean that this person that you are thinking about is a man specifically. This is a sort of a gender neutral reading in that sense. It just feels like in whatever capacity, whether this is romantic or platonic, this individual means a lot to you, and they are very, very important and a big sort of part of your life. Again, even if you don't have an active relationship with them, or even if you are not in active communication with them, it just seems that they are heavily on your mind at this time. And I also feel like you could be wanting to do something about this person, or wanting to do something about this relationship if you have one with them. But it also feels like this is still in like thought form, or you are not necessarily taking any action quite yet. Maybe some of you are, but I do feel like it's something that you are sort of contemplating. And for whatever reason, I'm very much drawn to these birds on this card. And so that's why I'm getting more of an energy of either you just like being in communication with them and having this like verbal or possibly like online communication, just going like back and forth. Or if you are not in conversation with them actively, then it just feels like they are on your mind, or like you are thinking about them. So this is very like heavy air energy. And again, it could be something that you are thinking of doing. So you may be coming up with like a plan, or you may be wanting to come up with a certain plan on like how to approach this person or what to do about your relationship. But it seems to still be on the sort of the mental level and not necessarily in action just yet. But again, take it as it resonates. So that is what I am feeling for your pile most heavily. And if that is something that you recognize within your own life, then definitely keep on watching, because we are going to look at some more specific details now when it comes to what it is that you are currently dealing with. So as you are listening to these messages, hopefully you will be able to decipher more easily whether you're watching the right pile or not. So, even if this first inkling wasn't like 100% your scenario, then maybe some messages that resonate with you will come through from these pre-prepared oracle cards. So let's see. Okay, we have many masks, the authentic self. We have balance with yin and yang. The animal. We have good luck. And watchers transpersonal. Okay, so pile number 2, this feels like quite a complex energy, I'm not gonna lie. So let's see how we can get through this. The first thing that I'm feeling is that there could be a certain tension between what you want to be doing, or what you sort of instinctually feel, and what you feel like you should be projecting on the outside. So I'm looking at these two cards. We have the animal, and we have the many masks card with the authentic self. So it does seem like there is this instinctual part of you with the animal that is playing a very big role, and also very heavily guiding your actions, and sort of disrupting your life even, I feel like. But then with this authentic self card here, it also feels like you are almost trying to subdue what is trying to come through, or you are trying to like mask it somehow, or make it more palatable. So you could be doing a lot of like restraining yourself, that I feel here. So you know, before when I was talking about how possibly some of you are taking some action here too, but I do feel like a lot of you could potentially just be thinking about taking some action. And so I feel like the reason why you are having a hard time actually taking some steps is because of this inner sort of battle that you have going on. We also have this yin and yang card, which is talking about balance, and this is all about the sort of the darkness and the light, and those two like coexisting. And there is this almost like weighing up that you are doing, or again going back and forth within yourself on what the best approach would be, you know, whether you should like go on quite strong or just, you know, go ahead full force, or whether you should like play it cool and not reveal too much of yourself and what you are truly feeling, like what this animalistic or instinctual side of you is truly telling you, right? So again, it's like this light and shadow, and trying to manage that, trying to find the sort of the course that would be most correct for you. And so in a way, I feel like right now you could be in a state where you are sort of hoping for things to like be revealed to you, or for things to make sense, you know, like in a way that the universe will send you signs, or like you could get some sort of divine insight or a divine like aha moment. Because with this good luck, it just feels like you are hoping for some sort of breakthrough or some sort of divine support to come through. Because with this Watchers card too, again, this is giving me the energy of you just sort of standing back and observing the situation, and possibly like observing this other person too, and just sort of waiting for, again, either like some sort of sign around you, or to get like some sort of feeling or instinct that now would be the right time to do something and approach this person. Or for others of you, there could even be this hope that the other person is going to reach out to you, you know? So yeah, it's kind of a mixed pot of energies here, pile number 2. Where there is quite a lot of like uncertainty and quite a lot of, again, going back and forth, especially with this yin and yang. But I also feel like there could be quite a lot of fear that is playing a part here too, especially when I'm looking at the face on this hare or rabbit. It looks as though they are terrified, and even the way that they are depicted on this card, how they are hiding in like around the brush or the bushes, right? It feels like they are trying to hide themselves and just keep a very, very low profile. And so it just feels like at this time, you are very much preoccupied with this person and with what is going on with them, what they are doing. But at the same time, you know, there seems to be this like internal battle that you are going through, where you are almost like fighting within yourself, whether you should, again, take some action, or whether you should just wait for, you know, things to become a bit more settled, or things to become a bit more clear, where you could feel like you have a green light from the universe that, okay, now is the right time to approach. So you could be going through a bit of a disconcerting time right now, or feeling a bit like anxious and feeling a bit on edge. That's what I'm feeling, pile number 2. But we are going to look at some tarot cards next, and more specifically, we're going to look at the wishes that are going to be coming true for you. So if you could resonate with this scenario, which feels rather specific. So if this is your story, definitely keep on watching, because we are going to look at what you can expect to be like a positive turnaround for you. So starting off first, we are looking at what sort of wish or wishes is or are coming true for you. Okay, we have, Temperance coming through first, with Justice at the bottom of the deck. So we have some Sagittarian and some Libran energy. But let's get one more card. Okay. Wow. We have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is air energy. And we have the Star, which is Aquarian energy. So you are getting some heavy hitting major arcana cards here. So I love that we're getting the Star card, and I actually want to start off with this one because this is actually a card of wish fulfillment. So what the universe is pretty much saying is that the wish that is about to come true for you is some sort of wish that you have had for quite a while, or that you have been hoping for. Now, because we were talking about you hoping to see some sort of sign from the universe, this could be what this star card is talking about as well. So that you could be getting some sort of guidance or some sort of a, again, like a light bulb moment from the universe, from the divine, that tells you what it is that you should do, or that gives you some sort of inkling, or some sort of a clearer idea of what the right thing to do would be. So it's like hope is going to be restored for you, or faith is going to be restored for you, where suddenly things become clear and you know exactly what you need to do. Now, the interesting thing is that we also have this Temperance card, which is kind of like this yin-yang card here, the balance card that we were talking about. And so with Temperance, it just feels like you are going to be able to get to a place of like moderation and equilibrium, where, you know, if you have been going back and forth, and if you have had a very hard time distinguishing between the right things, or even like going to certain extremes and oscillating between like having a huge amount of confidence and being so full of like drive and passion, and then feeling super withdrawn and hesitating and just, you know, pulling into yourself in like kind of in a hermit mode type thing, then with Temperance, it seems like you are going to be able to get to some sort of a peaceful midpoint between those two extremes, or where you are able to find a certain level of like peace and serenity. And I also love that we are getting this Temperance with the Star card, because it feels like the universe is going to be supporting you, or like you are going to be protected and guided on this path. So, you know, whatever this sign is that you have been hoping for, or whatever this sense of clarity is that you have been wishing for, I feel like that is the thing that is going to be coming true for you. And we have the Ten of Swords, which is at the bottom of the deck here. And this is telling me that like the worst is behind you, or that you are looking towards the new horizon now. You are looking towards the rising sun, and you are leaving behind some sort of heaviness or difficulty, or even like super anxious and fear-induced thoughts, because this is the sword suit, right? So yeah, it feels like the state of paralysis that you have possibly been in, where, you know, your thoughts have been driving you crazy, or you have had a very hard time with just, you know, sitting with your thoughts in general. I feel like that is something that is going to becoming a lot better, and where you are going to get a lot of healing from. And especially because this Temperance and the Star card are both here too, this is talking about a healing in a more like a general sense, or a bigger sense as well. So this could be talking about the healing with this person, or within this relationship, where you could see certain improvements within your connection, or, you know, even like a reigniting of this connection, if that's something that you have been hoping for. And I also want to point out that because we get two major arcana cards here, this feels like whatever this connection is, it's a very significant one in your life. And it is something that has like a soul contract vibe to it, or it's some sort of a destined or karmic relationship that like needs to play out in your life, or it has a bigger purpose. It serves a bigger purpose in your overall life journey. So it also feels like, you know, things are going exactly according to plan, and that there is divine timing at play here too, because we are dealing with major arcana energy. So this feels like a very significant point in your life right now that you are dealing with. Now, let's move forward. Let's look at how this wish fulfillment will affect your life. Okay. Interesting. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles that came out in reverse. So we're getting some earth energy. That would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then we have the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which is Piscean energy or just water energy in general, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So I kind of feel like with both of these cards that there is going to be a solution that appears to you that has been actually staring you in the face, but that you haven't really seen before. With the Page of Pentacles in reverse, this feels like whatever this breakthrough moment is for you, it's something that is not actually new. It's not something that you have never like thought about before. I feel like it's something that you have actually been considering previously, or it's something that is already familiar to you in some way, or it's something that you already know something about, but it could be potentially an idea or an action that you possibly thought about, but then you abandoned, or that you started doing, but then like that got halted for whatever reason. Maybe it was because you like lost confidence, or you lost belief in that being the right choice or the right course of action. But I feel like there is some sort of like coming back around to this previous solution that you like either abandoned or walked away from. And I also love that we are getting this Five of Pentacles here, because I do see this energy of you feeling like you are on your own, like you have been neglected, or like you are sort of struggling with this issue and like there is no way out of this. I feel like you are going to be able to break out of that space. And again, like look at how the sunlight is shining down on this key that is behind her, right? That you can see over here, where this is actually the key that will open the door and take you forward. So the solution is actually right there. And it's going to be like illuminated to you. So there is going to be something that is going to help you out of this current state, or to help you move things along. And because we're dealing with the earth element here, it's something that is very like practical, very grounded, and very, very much like realistic. And so I kind of find it interesting that we have this Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. So, you know, this could be you know, someone like restoring faith in something, or someone coming in who is like instilling some sort of faith or belief or confidence in you, because they have faith and confidence in you. You know, this could just be you receiving some sort of support, or even like something that inspires you. So this could be like a communication that you have with someone, or you sort of just receiving like, again, some sort of aha moment. And that is what urges you to give something another try with this Page of Pentacles in reverse. So you may be finding value in something that you overlooked. Or it could even be that you are relearning something, dusting yourself off. Or, you know, if something has been a bit rusty for you, where you haven't known exactly what to do, or where you haven't felt that confident, or where you haven't had that much belief in yourself and in what you can do or what is possible for you, then I feel like there could be this rediscovering that you are going to be going through. And so yeah, it's like you're going to be able to move forward as a result of looking back on this thing that you thought wasn't the solution. So I'm sorry if this is super confusing. I hope that this is making sense to someone out there, but honestly, I never have a clue with these readings. So anyway, let's keep going. So the last question that we are looking at is what you should prepare for. Oh, wow. We have the Magician that came out first with the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Love that. Sorry, it's, you know, these cards are making a bit of a mess. But let's see if we can get one more card. Can we get one more card for what should pile number 2 prepare for? Thank you. Ooh. We have the King of Pentacles, which is more earth energy, and we have the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So definite confirmation of a relationship being a significant theme and topic of this reading. Okay, so I definitely feel, especially with the Magician card, that one of the things that you should prepare for is how much power your words and deeds actually have. I'm almost getting the message of like, be careful what you wish for, because you are going to get it, you know? So you have so much potential and so much power of bringing about the vision or the dream that you want, especially with the King of Pentacles. This is all about solidifying or bringing an idea, bringing a wish or a manifestation into reality, into actual real life, right? Making something a practical foundation. And especially because we are dealing with the King of Pentacles, this is all about long-term stability. This situation or this relationship that you are manifesting, it's going to require like long-term effort or long-term investment, and this is going to be possibly bringing about like long-term results for you. So, you know, if this is something that you are wanting, then that's great. But if this is something that you are not 100% sure about, then again, just be sort of careful, because I feel like your words and your actions have so much power right now. Even your thoughts have a lot of power right now. And so I feel like these things that you are sort of wishing or trying to bring about could stay in your life for quite a while. But because we are getting all of these cards upright, and especially with the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck here too, it does seem like this is something that you truly do want. Like this is something that you want to have as a part of your life for as long as possible, because there is an element of like kindred spirits or of finding a sense of like belonging or true connection here with the Two of Cups. So I feel like this is the real deal. And again, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship per se. Even though the Two of Cups could be a very like romantic energy, it's just talking about two people who are who sort of play a very important role in each other's lives. And it's interesting because we were talking about that sort of divine component here with the Temperance and the Star card too. So it definitely feels like this is some sort of a like divine union, or again, like there is some sort of soul contract here that you are playing out with this other person. And so I kind of feel like saying as well with the King of Pentacles that one thing to be prepared for as well is to have your life and your future change, because it feels like this person is going to have, again, like a very significant impact on your life, especially moving forward, and they're going to be playing a big part in like your future, in how your life is going to be playing out. So this feels like quite a big deal, pile number 2. And whoever this person is, or whatever sort of relationship this is, it definitely seems to be something that is going to bring you quite a lot of growth and development, but also like safety and security. And I also feel like this is going to bring about a certain potential in you that maybe you didn't even know that you had, or it's going to like enhance certain gifts or talents that you have, and it's going to help you to materialize them. And again, I feel like this other person is going to be playing a big role in you fulfilling some sort of life purpose as well, or again, doing something in the material realm, bringing about something in the physical realm. So anyway, that is what is coming through here, pile number 2. And so I hope that this made sense. But I want to close the reading out, as always, with a supportive message from Spirit. So let's see if we can get a message to close this reading out with. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So you got, animals are my friends. I am kind and loving to them. So there is a very strong energy of like animals coming through. So if you have like some sort of, if you are dealing with animals, or animals are a big part of your life somehow, then you could be getting a lot of like support from them as well. Or this could even be, because I'm looking at this like background and this whole design on the card, it could be like some sort of spirit animals that are very significant at this time as well. Or you could be receiving a lot of support and protection from spirit animals. So if there are any specific animals that you feel a strong soul tie to, or that feel are your spirit guides, then I feel like a lot of support and a lot of sense of like security could be coming through them. And you may want to also spend a lot of time with animals at this time, because I feel like they could be having a grounding sort of energy or effect on you. And it's interesting that we're getting animals, even more animals here too, because we have the wolf on this King of Pentacles right over here. And you are also getting the wolf at the bottom of the Oracle card deck here too. So wolves could be a very important spirit animal for you, or a spirit token or something like that. Even like dogs as well, because we're actually getting a cute little puppy on this card. So yeah, again, take it as it resonates. But this one says, my voice is heard in the world. Yeah, I feel like this is, again, another testament to this whole magician energy that we were talking about before. How your words and your thoughts have a lot more power and a lot more resonance than maybe you even realize. And so this is almost like an encouragement to use that very potent and powerful voice, but also to be, again, very mindful of how you use it and what you use it to call about. So yeah, just be conscious of this power that you wield. But I'm going to leave it here, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching this reading. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. And as always, I hope this reading was useful, insightful, or at the very least entertaining to watch. And I hope to see you back on this channel very, very soon. But in the meantime, take care and bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number 3. So before we jump into your reading, I just want to give you a quick heads up that if you can hear my voice may be a bit strange, because I'm still trying to get over a cold that I have or had. And so yeah, I may be sounding a bit strange, so please just bear with me. But anyway, let's get back to this reading. So you chose the Clover card, and what this card is telling me is that you may be looking for some sort of a small breakthrough or some sort of a lucky break to occur. Maybe you have been going through more of a tough time, or more of a pessimistic time, you know, where it has been quite difficult to find joy or to find fulfillment. And it just seems like it has been like one thing after the other, or possibly, you know, you haven't really been able to catch a break. And so it just feels like, when is my time in the sun going to be coming about? When are things finally going to get a bit easier? When are things going to lighten up for me? And so it seems like you have been desperately waiting for some sort of a lucky break or some sort of a serendipity to come about. But I also feel like you could have been trying different things, or pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, or being in a bit of an uncomfortable space for a time, because the Clover also talks about taking chances, taking risks. And so, you know, you could have been trying new things, or you could be in the process of stepping into a new situation or a new experience, or putting yourself to the test in some regard. So yeah, in either case, whichever scenario you resonate with more, it just feels like it hasn't been quite like smooth sailing for you. And now it seems like you are just wanting for things to finally start aligning, or for the pieces to finally start falling into place, so that you could have just a bit of an easier time, a bit of a more of a lighthearted time, right? Now, this was just the sort of the first messages that I was picking up from this Clover card that you chose, but we are also going to get some more details from these pre-prepared oracle cards, which are going to tell us about where you are at right now and what is going on in your life. So hopefully, as you are listening to these messages, it will be a lot easier for you to discern more concretely whether you are watching the right pile or not. Okay, so we have Netcaster, preparations come to fruition. We have opportunity, the breath, action, and a tidy house, clarity and organization. Okay, so pile number 2, I feel like you are dealing with some sort of opportunities that are around you right now, and you are trying to use the ones that would bring you the most results, or that would take you closest to what sort of ultimate dream or goal you have. With this preparations come to fruition, it does seem like there are going to be certain fruits of your labor that are going to be showing up, or maybe even some of them have already, but you may be having a bit of a difficult time accepting them, or even like maybe recognizing them, because it feels like there has been this struggling energy, or where you have had a bit of a tougher time for such a long time, that now it almost feels like unfamiliar, you know, how things could be becoming a bit more easy for you, or how these new opportunities could be showing up for you. Or there could be even some like hesitation, which I also feel with this breath card. There could be some hesitation with moving along or moving ahead with these things that are showing up for you, or being a bit like, again, hesitant whether it is the right thing for you, or whether you should actually make use of this opportunity. But I'm also getting a message of rhythm with this breath card, where you could be trying to find a new rhythm for yourself, sort of a new routine, if you will, trying to take like deliberate action that would again take you to ultimately where you want to go. But I feel like there could be a bit of a mishmash of energy here, where you could be trying to do a bit too much, or where you could be trying to do too many different things. It's almost like you are trying out all of these different options or actions, and hoping to see which one is the right one for you. And so we have this clarity and organization as well. And so it does seem like you could be trying to make sense of which actions to, keep doing, and which ones you shouldn't really pursue anymore. Or maybe even there is an energy of you trying to, again, come to some sort of a new routine or a new rhythm as you are trying these new things out, or as you are approaching these new opportunities and putting yourself to the test, and trying to find your footing in this changing landscape that you are in right now. So I feel like at this time, pile number 3, at the forefront of your mind is finding a new system that works for you, trying to make use of all sorts of new possibilities for you, or new angles that you could try, new things or approaches that you could test out, and trying to realign things, trying to realign your life so that you could make the best use of the things that truly work for you and that bring you desirable results, and get rid of the things that don't work for you and that don't bring you the results that you want. So it's almost like this cycle of bringing in new things and seeing how they work, and then discarding the things that are either that you have outlived, or that are outdated, that you don't need anymore, that don't serve you anymore, or that just that you tried but that didn't work for you, that didn't bring you the results that you were looking for. So again, we're getting back to this energy of the breath, right? Like of inhaling and exhaling, of taking in something new and then getting rid of something either old or something that just isn't working for you. So it almost seems like you are making space as well, especially with this card. It almost feels like you're making space for the ultimate wish that you have, or for your dream life to be able to manifest. So again, getting rid of any clutter that could be hindering your ability to make the most of these opportunities that are truly in alignment with you and with your sort of higher ideals. So if you could make sense of this, and if this resonated for you and where you are at right now, what you are most sort of preoccupied with, pile number 3, then definitely keep on watching, because we are going to be looking at the tarot cards next. And more specifically, we are going to start off with what sort of wish or wishes is or are about to come true for you. And can we get one more card? Oh, okay. So, hang on. We also had the 8 of Wands that flew out and landed on the floor. So I'm going to take that one as well. So we have the 5 of Wands, we have the Death Rebirth card, which is Scorpionic energy, and we have the 8 of Wands. So we have some fire energy. So that would be Aries, Leo, Sag, and also some Scorpionic energy. And I'm just pointing out the signs in case you resonate with them or in case you recognize them around you. Okay, so pile number 3. I actually want to start with the underlying energy, because with the 4 of Swords, this is talking about a peace of mind being reached or being established. So it just feels like this tension that you have possibly been feeling, or again, this more frustrating and challenging period of time that you have gone through is coming to an end. And the 4 of Swords is promising that things are going to get a bit more settled and a bit more relaxing for you now. So you don't have to work as hard, you don't have to be as high strung. You can take things a bit more easy and feel more at peace with the way things are and with where you are going. Now, I also love that we got the 5 of Wands, especially next to the Death card, because this is exactly the message of getting to an end of some sort of frustration or some sort of conflicting energy, this almost like aimless running around that the 5 of Wands can also indicate, where you know, things are just not very well defined, things are not very clear, everything is sort of happening all at once, and there is a lot of confusion, and there is also a lot of like dispersed energy, but there could also be a lot of like frustrations and arguments and miscommunications and just butting of heads, or even like internally this could be indicating that there is a lot of unsettled energy. But with the Death card coming out here, and especially with this rebirth as well, this is saying that this this like running around or this disorienting energy and feeling a bit like lost, or you know, like you are just all over the place and you are not really reaching the this sense of fulfillment that you are after, that place is coming to an end, and you are moving towards a new beginning with this 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is a beautifully contrasting energy to the 5 of Wands, because this is all about having a certain focus in mind, having dedicated action, and being on your way to receiving some sort of a goal, and having like fast progression when it comes to that goal or dream. So it's almost like things are going to be, you know, a lot more clearly defined. Things are going to be a lot more aligned as well, and moving in a focused direction. And I feel like there is a lot more like progression and things moving along instead of just sort of being in this like chaotic space and all over the place. So it feels like you are going to have some sort of breakthrough when it comes to like finding the thing that works, or getting some sort of a breakthrough opportunity that actually like catapults you or takes you to the next stage, or some sort of a desired goal. Now, this is more of a specific message, but if you have been working alongside other people or in a team setting, and there has been quite a lot of like discord on like, you know, what the correct action to take would be, then I feel like you are going to be able to, like, that sort of tense energy and atmosphere is going to be dissolved, and that you're going to be reaching a place of unity and focus. So things are going to be accelerating in a sense. And even though they are going to be like speeding up, they are going to be moving in exactly the sort of direction that you want. And so with the Four of Swords, it feels like even though things are speeding up, you are going to be able to chill or have an easier time. Also, as a last message, this is more of a specific one, but if this whole scenario is also talking about some sort of a relationship that you have, possibly with one person or maybe even several people, then if there have been certain like tensions or conflicts, or if you have had a hard time connecting with that person, or if there has been a lot of like chaos in the connection or relationship itself, and again, you have been looking for ways to improve the relationship between you, but you haven't really found anything that would like be working, then I feel like with the Five of Wands and the Eight of Wands and this Death card in between, it seems to be that the period of like this high-strung energy, this conflict and argumentative space that you have been in is coming to a close, and you are going to be able to you know, work things out, or get to some sort of effective communication with this Eight of Wands, and you know, again, essentially restore peace in the connection, or at least find a way forward from a place where things are just, you know, not really moving anywhere, where they are just up in the air, chaotic, but not really working. But let's keep going forward. So next, let's look at how will this wish fulfillment affect your life. Okay, that was very quick. So beautiful. We have the Star card at the bottom of the deck, which is Aquarian energy. We also have the Tower, which is Mars. So that could be Aries or Scorpio. And we have the Four of Cups. So with the Star card, I do feel like there is going to be a heavy energy of healing and of things being mended or improved in some way. And so things are going to be moving along again, like faith and hope is going to be restored, especially if there has been a feeling of, you know, like not really, again, feeling like things are not really going your way, like you can't really catch a break or something like that. So with the Star coming out as the underlying energy, it just seems like your wish is actually going to be coming true. Like the universe is hearing you, they are listening to you, and your divine team is working alongside you to bring about some sense of relief and some sense of fulfillment. Because with the Tower and the Four of Cups, it feels like this sense of just feeling almost like fed up, or feeling a bit like apathetic with how things are, and, you know, again, feeling like lackluster, feeling disenchanted with, you know, your life in general, or especially when it comes to a specific area of life that this reading is talking about for you. With the Tower, it definitely seems like there is going to be a shift in that. So there is going to be this breakdown of stagnation and feeling very apathetic or hopeless, or yeah, just sort of worn down by things either just taking a long time, or things really not working out, or things not going your way. And so with the Tower, I feel like your life is definitely going to be shaken up, but in a very good way. So again, there could be certain things that are either like removed from your life. That could definitely be happening. But again, I feel like these are things that are not working anyway and that are not aligned with your sort of future plan, your future vision, and where it is that you are supposed to be going. But also there could be certain, again, like this decluttering activities that you yourself are doing that are also going to help move things along. But just in general, there seems to be a shaking up of this stagnant energy where, you know, you are just feeling so like over it and so demotivated because, yeah, things are definitely going to be moving along for you. And so I feel like you can be really happy about being able to come out of this space of like stagnation and finally seeing a way forward again, or finally seeing some sort of progress. So get ready for things to become a lot more interesting as well. But finally, let's look at what you should prepare for. Okay, beautiful. We have the Emperor energy. Let's see if we can get one more card. Wow, so much major arcana energy coming through. So this is definitely something to do with your life journey and the sort of bigger picture that you are going through. So we have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, and we have the Moon, which is Piscean energy, and we have the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like what Spirit is saying here is that you should prepare for staying strong in the face of change and in the face of like these transmuting energies, because with the Moon there is an energy of things sort of being in this fluid or nebulous state where things are sort of in between one thing and the next. So, you know, the Emperor is asking you to stay strong and to stay resilient, and to have faith and confidence in yourself that you are able to do what needs to be done and that you are able to make the right moves and that you have the necessary power and strength within you. But also I feel like this is talking about having to sort of stick to some sort of rules or having to stick to some sort of system or structure that you are working towards or that you have created, especially when it comes to unexpected situations or uncertain sort of energies being around where maybe, you know, you don't have a very clear picture of what is going on, or where there could be certain things that like test you. Because with the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, it does tell me that there is some sort of disappointment or difficulty that you have been going through, and that are also possibly attached to some of these things that you are letting go of, or that you are decluttering as a part of this sort of transformation that you're doing. I mean, we have the Death card here, we have the Tower here. So there are definitely going to be quite significant changes that are going to be happening for you, pile number 3. There is no getting around that. But I also feel like you are actually much more equipped to deal with everything than you may actually feel at this time. And that even though there could be some challenges that arise, or that, you know, it could be somewhat difficult to deal with emotionally in some regard with this Three of Swords, it could even be that there are some things that you don't necessarily want to let go of, but that just don't have a place in your future and in this like divine plan that is being like played out for you, or that you are acting out yourself. There is a need to like stay strong and to believe in yourself, and also believe in some sort of a like a higher vision with the Moon, because it almost feels like some of the things could not possibly don't make a lot of sense to you, or they are not 100% logical and rational that are happening. So you just sort of have to stick to what you know and stick to what feels right to you, what feels like is in alignment with your integrity and your, again, your vision, your structure, and just like have faith that everything else is going to be sorted out as well. I'm adding this bit in after I already finished filming, but this Emperor card could also indicate that there needs to be some boundary setting that you need to do, especially if there are going to be sort of hindering energies that come in and that try to disrupt what it is that you are doing. So the Three of Swords as the underlying energy could also indicate that you could be needing to disappoint some people or say something that upsets them in some way because you have to stay true to what it is that you are doing. And especially if there are some people who may try to refute your actions or your decisions, and they could be bringing about some confusion, or again, they may try and elicit some fear in you as well with the Moon card. It's important for you to stay strong in your convictions and in your plans and in your actions, and again, hold those boundaries in place. So I almost feel like you have been prepared for these changes that are occurring, and these struggles that you may have been going through, or where you may have felt like things are not really working out, or things are not materializing, you are not really seeing any results, or things are just sort of like stagnating, right, with this Four of Cups energy. It seems like that has all been as like a preparatory mechanism for you, so that when things now are starting to move along and things are starting to change and push you in a direction that you ultimately want to get to, or that is ultimately in like alignment with your soul journey or with what is meant for you, then you are much more well equipped to deal with these changes and to deal with these like shifting energies and times. So that's what I feel for you, pile number 3. But I want to close the reading out with a supportive message from Spirit, as always. So let's see what sort of message we can get from Spirit to close your reading out with. Okay, so we have, at the bottom of the deck, we have my wishes float easily out into the world. So I feel like this is actually a bit of a confirmation or an encouragement from Spirit, letting you know that, again, like the universe hears you, and your spiritual team, your spirit guides, they hear you, and everyone is working for you, like behind the scenes, even though you could be feeling like nothing is happening, and you could be feeling like what you are saying and what you are wishing for and what you are manifesting is like falling on deaf ears. But it actually, it's all in the works, it's all in process, but it's just going to be something that takes a bit of time. And so just have faith that what you want is something that wants you to, or that, if it's a truly soul aligned wish for your life, then that is exactly what you are going to be getting as well. And at the bottom, the card that you got is the Moon shows me patience, Moon wishes. So yeah, I mean, again, with this, it's kind of funny that you got the Moon as the last card here too. So, again, Spirit is encouraging you to have patience and to have faith that things are working out, even if they are taking a bit longer than you would like, even if it is testing your patience in some way. These things are coming about, and yeah, I just feel like there is a bit of faith that is required on your part, and also just some resilience and some self-belief and some courage, because you are being led exactly where you need to go, but it may require you to go through some shifting first. So anyway, this is it, pile number 3. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me, and I hope that this reading was useful, insightful, or at the very least entertaining to watch. And as always, I hope to see you very soon back on this channel. But in the meantime, I'm wishing you all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.